Hi there, everybody. I just want to explain something about Christmas that I think I should tell you about. And that's the fallacious side of Christmas. This is the side. What you see the Christmas card here? Can you see those reindeer? Looks like Santa's got 3 reindeer there. Oh, I can at least see the. Can you see this reindeer? Well, this is the rubbish side of Christmas, the fantasy side, all that you know. That's the side of Christmas that's nonsense. You know, for whatever reason in history, why would they put a whole lot of garbage at the same time as Jesus Christ's birthday, that we celebrate his birth? Reindeers flying in the sky with a sled, Santa Claus. What what a lie to tell little kids, to tell them that, and then they find out Santa Claus isn't real, and it breaks their heart. It's you know you've got to break these illusions. You know, Christmas Day is special because of Jesus Christ, and all this other garbage around Christmas is just nonsense. Uh, you're mixing fantasy and reality. Reality is that, um, Christ the Lord was born on this day we celebrate, even if he was born on another day in the year. But we celebrate Christ the Lord was born, and all this other lies and rubbish about Santa Claus and reindeers and all this. It's just it's clouding over the true happiness of Christmas. Um, we want to not realize that since we were in our diapers, our nappies, right? We were born into a world, a world with a lot of people in it, a big collective group of people, not with a whole lot of history of governments and societies and all this. But from your diapers, from your nappies up, watching TV, watching the radio, listening to the radio, sorry, reading your first books and the training on your potty, right through to perhaps you went to kindergarten, which is a German name of the system they had through school, compulsory schooling, having to go to school. You've been getting trained. You've been getting put through obedience training. The culture is shaping you. You learn so much about the culture. You've got to understand that many ways you were violated. You were forced into it. You didn't really have a choice. And then, you're watching television programs from England or America, 6 p.m. news. You're getting kind of the reason why it's not innocent is that over the last few hundred years, psychologists and scientists of various kinds, neurologists, psychologists, sociologists, all these people have studied. They've studied us, the human being. They've studied our nervous systems, our brains, and how we react to everything, the conditioning, the things come at us, and we respond. And it's like we're in these parameters. You can't go out of the school bounds. So that's all while largely how many thousands of hours you spend at school. Those parameters are where you are, and you're told what to do. You're told where to go. You're told what to do by the authorities at the school, who have been trained. They also know how it works and how you grow and learn, and where they're wanting you to go. Now, that whole system itself was designed a long time ago. The bell ringing. So we've been so brainwashed, as it were. We've been, and we've also been analysed, and records have been kept, and they want you to be you, but they're documenting that where you fit in, and then so you may become trained later in life to be have a professional job. All your values in the society, it's a collective thing, and you listen like announcements from the last few years from governments. It's a well understood technique of public relations, going out to the public, and they use all kinds of rhetoric, fancy rhetoric, that you'd only learn about if you studied Aristotle and the Greeks, and how this tradition of people that were brilliant speakers and able to influence and persuade you, give you half the truth, shade the truth. Advertising is an example. Every day you're getting advertising about Christmas. All of the circulars and all of the advertising material online or on television. Those advertising companies, they know about how to put messages out to you and how you will take it on board. Even some really cunning stuff around now, priming, just setting up the environment in a way, giving you some kind of just your brain picks it up from the culture, what you might begin to expect to happen. And there's really a lot of unethical, corrupt stuff that's gone on with the people who've had a lot of money. They've had a lot of money, and they've had a lot of knowledge, and they've even funded the research into how human beings tick and how we behave, and just the basic fundamental ways that we what we are and how we behave and respond. All these knowledges have been implemented your whole life, from your diapers up. Literally from your diapers, these things have been coming into your life, and much of it you didn't have a choice in. Like you had to go to school or kindergarten. You think you've had a choice, but actually you haven't really had as much choice as you think. So it's a lot of it's about thinking of you like you're like a part, in the machine. The machine is like the collector for the society, the civilization. You're like a little part that fits in somewhere. All the different professions and trades, you fit in there somewhere, and the whole machinations of reality, the artificial reality, really did get hold of you and shape you and control you, program you, brainwash you, whatever, socialize you. Yeah, I'm just doing this video, Anita. So there's a very deep knowledge of human instincts and the human brain, and well, I'll pause now. I don't want you to overreact to this information. Don't worry about it being too heavy. Just ask yourself, is this true? Is this, oh, like, anyway, I'll just pause it a bit. All right. I'm not crazy or anything, you know. This is just knowledge, and you know, I found out about it through my curiosity, and I just found it very fascinating. You know, is this true? Is this what's really gone on? And yeah, it is true. It has gone on, and um, it has really gone on. I mean, a lot of it's done implicitly, like it's not explicitly told to you that, oh, the reason why we're doing this is because this is how we got trained, and you find out where all that training came from, and the influence of the German people early on, and their way of controlling and telling people what to do. You know, and people do become robots, and they get trained. They get you know, there's a real reason why. There's lots of reasons why we end up becoming who we are. And I really should be pausing and just I don't want a mind race, you know. But you want, you know, ask yourself the questions. Why are they? Why is society set up the way it is? Why do they do it that way? You know, why do they do it that way? And you find there's tons in history where why they do it that way. It does seem like a sort of slavery thing. They're working on, you know, what causes you pain, pleasure. If you don't do what they tell you to do, they try and give you pain, punishment, or whatever. If they're happy with you, you know, they'll reward you and, you know, give you more privileges and stuff in life and self-esteem or whatever. But you got, like, there was a psychologist, guy called Skinner, and he trained these birds and pigeons and stuff. He was feeding them, and he'd get them to like spin around and pick at different words and give them rewards or withhold food, or there's a lot of incentive there, a lot of psychology being involved in the way we respond. Yeah, thanks, man. And it's like the plants that grow in the sun. You know, the leaf of the plant will like kind of follow the sun around. It's kind of moving, and of course, like the animals and things. And so they really wanted to know, like, well, how do their brains work? What are their brains? You know, whether it's their genetics, whether back to Charles Darwin, and they're measuring the different head sizes of people and trying to think, well, we've got to breed those like breeding people as if we were horses, trying to breed thoroughbreds and these class systems and survival of the fittest. And some people were had more muscle and more physical prowess, and like, for example, pretty much all the tradesmen and stuff, they got a lot of physical prowess, and they get the job done. But notice that their bosses tell them what to do, and when they're going to work, you know, the boss will say, do this, and they'll say, you know, how high do you want me to jump? How much? What color do you want me to? And they just get on to the job. And so they're not really questioning it too much. They're very obedient. They do what they're told to do. And this is the way the government works and all these professions work. And, you know, that's how it was under Adolf Hitler and the German High Command. That's how it was. They were doing what the bureaucratic language because they were told to do it. So this is the world we're born into from our nappies, from growing up in this world. Yeah, and then from what I know, all these scientists studied the brain, and they studied the signals, the use of psychiatric drugs, to different methods of kind of. They wanted to know all about the human being, all how we tick, so that they could control us if they wanted to. The use of logical fallacies for some people to scare them and make them emotionally react, or the threats, or from the tool like war training to just how to train people. And so like the science went pretty deep to how our senses work, our eyes and ears, and they were really interested in really getting these subjects mind control experiments and just seeing how it works, and whether it was taking people's heads off and neurosurgery and seeing they touch that, but that happens, touch that, and you start going, they were really interested in like all what was in there, and how if they touched it with electric probes, what was happening. So they map out the human brain, and or whether it was just electrical signals and understanding how the light comes in, how the environment affects you, and how it triggers off little brain circuits, and or whether it was things like habits, because this is really the thing with your habit. Really is a measure of how you've been mind controlled or brainwashed, and they can cause that to regress. So they can crush you, they can ruin your life if you do certain things to people that they found out. They know how to crush your soul and really control you and make you regress and ruin your brain and ruin your life. And on the other hand, there's people trying to enhance this so that you can be more your true self and function better. And but the thing is that with the way the world's set up, they're not helping you. They're not supporting you in the way that you really need. And you're probably getting distracted into all these things instead of what would be in your best interest, what you really need in life. And so, like a harness, like the ox is harnessed. Or maybe you've seen harnesses on dogs. Well, in the same way, the fact that some people learn about this and they know all this, and they've also got lots of money, it just helps them to have a position in life where there's just so much known about how you can communicate, different ways of getting through to people, many of which are playing on the vulnerabilities, psychological vulnerabilities, and we've got lots of them, right? And we've got so many vulnerabilities. And one of them is we often don't question. Like there's so many people, really smart people, and I've been talking to them about COVID and the vaccinations. They were very compliant. They took the 2 jabs, but they just didn't seem to know anything about it. They haven't questioned. They haven't found out what's going on. So people are just fitting in. They're just fitting in. They're going along with the herd, if you like. We're just going along to get along. They don't want to lose their rights and privileges. The government said, they're going to make you will lose some things if you don't go along with it. it's like a tack, like a prick. It's quite painful, but people want to comply, and um, and some people know a bit more and they don't. And but how many of you have actually researched what's going on to try and get to the truth of it? How many of you have actually like tried to find the facts and knowledge of what's going on? I mean, I know there's so much, and it's just too much to really find all about. But it seems to be there's been quite a bit of either 2 + 2 = 3 or 2 + 2 = 5. Everyone, I think, has got an idea now that the media is lying to us. Some people think that all the MPs are a bunch of scumbags and they're all just a bunch of crooks. Well, I don't know if that's actually true, but there's definitely somebody liked the video. There's definitely a strong sense that the love of money, big corporations running the world, is huge. The world's huge. Millions of big buildings and huge companies and corporations, huge, just huge. Look at the world. Look at the cities, all and companies and corporations working with the councils, and then the central government. Profit making, love of money. And then the media, the amount of lies that the mainstream media puts out. Yeah. So I got started talking about this because I wanted to talk about your Christmas, and I was just saying how Christmas Day is a wonderful day. Is Christmas your favorite?
It is.
You love Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas Day is a wonderful day, but I don't like all the lies about reindeers flying over near the moon. There's all Santa Claus going over with the sleigh, and this is all lies. But the best news about Christmas is that Christ the Lord was born, and He's my Savior and Lord, my only hope, and have a merry little Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.